So let us discuss on like why economy is getting importance in the prelims 2024 or else in the UPSC prelims. As we know, like economy is a tougher subject and the easiest subject if you go with a proper strategy. So let us go through the strategy. Before that, let us discuss why economy is important. So the first is because of weightage. The whole paper, if you get 100 marks, it is for 200 marks. So the approximately 40 marks are from economics only. You are getting economy plus schemes. Both included, you are getting the questions around 16 to 18 questions you are getting every year from the economics only. So that gives an utmost importance in the prelims. So if you compare for the last 3 years, approximately you are getting 16 questions from economy. For the past 10 years also, approximately you are getting 14 to 16 questions from economy every year. So it gives much importance in the prelims. It is also one of the deciding factor for you to clear prelims also. So if you consider the cutoff also, for the last 3 years the cutoff is getting nearly around 90 marks, somewhere 87 and somewhere 92. So if you get around 35 marks from economy only, so 1/3 of your cutoff will be from economy. But I can't assure you that 100% marks you will get from the economy, but I can assure you that you can score around 95% marks, 90 to 95% marks from the economy if you follow the proper strategy, if you go through the correct sources, if you follow the standard books and the test series you follow. So like what the UPSC is following, the trend, like what trend is UPSC following every year for the UPSC prelims? Let us discuss in the economy. So what UPSC, actually economy is both static and dynamic, you know, right? Yes. Like you can't directly go through the static and you can't attempt the paper. You have to follow the current affairs and you have to follow the static part at a time. So the first is conceptual clarity. You have to go through the basic concepts first of all. Let me take you example like inflation. You can't go through directly without knowing inflation. You can't go through what are inflation indexed bonds, right? So before that you have to get a conceptual clarity on inflation. What is inflation? What are the types of inflation? What are the different types of inflation? Who calculates that? What does it do? What is the price rise? And what are the like bonds available? So before that you have to get a conceptual clarity on each and every topic from the economy subject. So then next you have to add to that concepts current affairs. This you have to do parallelly with the concept, as I said for the example of inflation. So when you are studying about inflation, you have to go to the current affairs also. What are the current affairs prevailing in the recent news? For the past 6 to 8 months, you have to follow that for the UPSC prelims. Approximately you can take from October to April month. If it is in the month of May, I think May 26 is the exam, right? You have to follow till April and you have to see the previous year questions. This is the most important part you have to go through. Previous year questions play a crucial role in clearing the UPSC prelims. When you go through the previous year questions, you will get to know what kind of question they are asking, what UPSC is following, what are the pattern they are following, what kind of questions, like what kind of concepts they are asking, from where they are asking, everything. If you go through the current affairs, you can understand. If you go through previous year questions and if you go through the current affairs, you can understand what UPSC is focusing on. Let me tell you an example. In 2022, there was a question on rapid credit facility. I mean, you might be knowing rapid credit investments, and that was a question related to global economic crisis. It was came in the month of in the month of March, April 2022 year. But the question they asked is rapid credit facilities linked to which of the following organization? The answer is like International Monetary Fund, IMF. So he went from the crisis to that organization to the concept of rapid credit facility, rapid instrument facilities and all that. This you have to like, it's not only about going through what crisis is happening. Behind that you go through the concepts also, what is happening in that. Like, and you can take another example from agriculture related topic. Small farmer, large field. You might heard this concept, right? This concept is related to the practice of agriculture. Like it was piloted in Odisha state during 2021 year, and it was recently in the news also in 2023. This concept means a group of marginal farmers. Like let us take a group of farmers. We are all farmers here. So we have taken some piece of land over there. So we were like breaking into some different groups. You belong to one group. We belong to one group. Like they belong to one group. We together will go for a farming practice, and we can get a proper. What we can ensure from this? We can ensure a proper supply chain, because it is a stressing factor in the news. India is lagging in this supply chain infrastructure. So he stressed a question from here to the concept of small farm, like small farmer and large field. In this way you have to go through. Like you can ask a question, sir, from where we can prepare all these type of concepts. You have to Google it. You have to follow the current affairs material, magazines will be providing in that. You have to follow the test series for that. And the next important thing is MCQs pattern. UPSC has changed this since the last year. UPSC is following, like they have eliminated that elimination techniques, and they have came through the another technique, like you have to choose the number of pairs, like how many pairs got incorrect or correct, to eradicate toughness, to increase the toughness in the UPSC. He can't go through the concept in detail, right? Everybody have that same concept. You will read the same concept, he will read the same concept. But from where UPSC goes that, it can increase the toughness in terms of statements. Number of statements, he can increase. Earlier we used to eliminate the statement and we used to get the answer. But right now we can't eliminate the statements. You have to reach each and every statement in that. You have to follow each and every statement. To get each and every statement, you should have a conceptual clarity on that. So here what matters is concept plus current affairs. Then only you can crack economy. You can't exclude any one of the part. You can't exclude the conceptual clarity, and you can only, if you go through current affairs, you can't attempt the paper, because right now from the recent trend you are getting two statements. The first statement is a concept based question. He can ask anything. He can ask about GDP. It is a factual information, or it's a static part. And the second part of the statement here, he is asking about the current affairs part. So you can't attempt the current affairs statement, right? If you go through that, 50% of the answer you will get solved. Earlier you can eliminate the statement, but right now the trend has got changed. So to eradicate this, you have to follow both conceptual clarity and the current affairs for the economy. So then after trends, next what we get, like we'll get syllabus, the most important part of the preparation. It is crucial for every subject. You have to go through in detail for the syllabus, like what you have to do, what you have to study in detail. We have only economic and social development of India in prelims. Economy means what is economy? Everything you have to read, from banking, from finance sector, from external sector. You have to go for poverty, unemployment, income, GDP, everything. And this you will get in economics. And social development. Many people you will get confused. There is no proper source for any social development. So from where we have to relate. But before that, you have to understand what is social development. Anything related to the social sector. You take health, education, family, financial inclusion of society, everything. This all comes in the social development. And sectors like initiatives, what government have taken, what are the problems you have in that, everything. And sustainable development, you might be knowing that 17 goals are there. In that everything, health is there, education is there, water, sanitation, climate change, everything is there. Everything is linked here. But the thing here is, I can link current affairs here plus government schemes. You can expect a questions not only from the concept, they can include the government scheme also. For example, if I take social sector initiatives here, I can take, if I go through the Niti Aayog, you can get a statement from Niti Aayog, organization structure of anything. And the other statement, you can get a scheme, Atal Innovation Mission, Atal Tinkering Labs, you might be getting all this, right? So you have to link everything and you have to study combinedly. Then only you can attempt this paper. Before that, you have to understand in detail about what syllabus is. Coming to poverty next. Poverty, you might be knowing, like from the basic definition to the government schemes to eradicate the poverty in the country. Each and every part you have to study. What are the committees available? What committee has followed? Rangarajan committee, Tendulkar committee has followed, MRP, fixed price, recall price, everything. You have to go through each and every concept. There might be question from the static part also, because last time there was a question on 2022, there was 3 questions on inflation, only inflation. One question he asked about inflation, it was how the supply side was, how the demand supply, what's the liquidity in the market, how it affected. And the second question, current affairs based question, as I said, inflation indexed bonds. And the third question, he linked the overall general economy question, he linked to the inflation and he asked that question. So these type of questions you'll get. So you can expect a static question, like there was a near and rear. This was a purely static question. He asked it directly from the books. So you have to follow in detail through the syllabus, you have to understand what they are asking. But how can we find this syllabus, the micro listing of each and every topic? From the previous year questions, you can analyze that and you have to follow that. Inclusion. Here you can get a financial inclusion. Like what is the definition of inclusion? Who can you include in the society, in the economy? Everybody is included, right? each and every sector is included in the economy. Then you have to come for the definition of inclusion, what are the types of inclusion, and we have the most important is financial inclusion. This is what India government has stressed in India right now, which we are following right now also. It started with what it has started with. It has started with Jan Dhan Yojana. It was introduced in the month of August 2014. It is one of the scheme, financial inclusion, Jan Dhan Yojana. Then what comes? Lead bank scheme. You might be knowing about lead bank scheme. Direct benefit transfer. It is also inclusion scheme. You are including the poor. You are reaching to the marginalized sections of the society, the poorest of the poor society, everything. So you are delivering the services to reach to the far places. Far places in the sense you are reaching to the remote places. Who are the remote places? Like you can go for the ultimately poor BPL families who are there, everything you can go and reach out there. Next comes demographics. It is also one of the important component in the economy part. Many people won't understand what comes in the demographics. Here comes you get population, you get literacy in terms of health indicators, population indicators, everybody. And then like you get human development components. What are the human development components? Might be many people know that HDI, right? What are the HDI components? Every year you are getting a question again on developmental indicators. It is a developmental indicator. It's not only you have to study about the concept, you have to compare with the other states also. You have to compare with this, like what is the score of the HDI compared to other states also. You might get a statement on like Telangana is high on par with like compared to other states, your neighboring states and everything in performance related to HDI. You have to go through that, where it got introduced in the concept, everything. All related to population indicators, you have to go through the like demographics in the demographics. And coming to this point, you have to social sector initiatives. It's a completely like government, what government is following here. You might get a questions like related to the government schemes, like what government is taking for the poverty eradication, for sanitation, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. You can link any scheme here. It is not particular like only government scheme should get in this. He can link it with the economy. He can link it with other subjects also. But mostly most of the government schemes are linked with the economic indicators. Initiatives, like you can go for Niti Aayog schemes, Finance Ministry, what they undertook, Ministry of Commerce and Industry. There are lot of ministries and all this. This is the syllabus you have to follow for the economic prelims in detail. Next coming, like these are the important topics for prelims we have to follow for the prelims 2024. Fiscal policy, monetary policy, sectors of economy, macroeconomics, external sector and miscellaneous. 95% of your paper comes from these topics only, approximately. Everything is covered in this 5 chapters, 5 points, topics. Fiscal policy, as you might be knowing, taxation, from taxation to the government budgets, everything. It will be covered in the fiscal policy. Every tax structure, public debt, everything will be covered in the fiscal policy. And coming to the monetary policy, you might be knowing about currencies, banking structure, every bank, board, bureau, everything from the global standard to the local standard, country standards, anything, bank rates, everything, currency system, everything you have to follow in the monetary policy. You might get a question from monetary policy framework. Monetary policy framework itself is the main thing here. This is enough to know about the banking system. This is the main head structure of the banking system. These people regulate the prices with the coalition of government. So monetary policy, fiscal policy, both are important. You know the taxation here, you know direct and indirect taxes. You have different types of taxes again from the GST. If you, for example, take the tax, indirect tax, GST. If you go in detail about the GST, you will get a lot of content from that. You get a GST council, you can expect a question recently. That type of, in the monetary policy framework, you can get about the bank rates, inflation also you can link it that. Price stability, who controls the price stability? To control the inflation, RBI itself, right? Sterilization, sterilization. You heard this word, sterilization? Yes. Yeah, it's a previous year question. RBI conducts a sterilization activity to conduct open market operations in the economy. And you have different sectors of economy. This is the most crucial part in the prelims preparation. Here comes agriculture, industrial sector, service sector. Everything economy lies in these 3 sectors, you know, right? From agriculture sector, you can take each and everything from the dairying sector, livestock, everything. MSP question, you can link here. Every year you are getting again question from MSP. Concept is a small, but many people don't go in detail what type of crops are included. What is that type of crop? What is MSP? On what basis? On what recommendations they are giving? CACP. This is the organization who decides MSP price in India. Coming to the industrial sector, you have industrial corridors in the news right now. Most important thing, industrial corridors, infrastructure, everything. And coming to the services sector, you can get transport, railways, logistics, everything. National logistics policy, again it's a last year question. It's a mains question also again. So let us discuss only about prelims here. We have stick to prelims here. These three sectors plays a crucial role. It has a lot of weightage in the prelims also. Many people will think that question if you get from MSP, they think that it is an agriculture question. No, agriculture is inclusive part of economy only. It is one of the main crucial sector in the economy. 52% of the population is still dependent on agriculture in India. So it has a lot of contribution in the economy, right? Next, macroeconomics. So again, this is one of the crucial part for prelims. What comes here in the macroeconomics? The basic economy part, from GDP, national income. Again, you get a poverty indicators here, unemployment indicators. Again, you get in the macroeconomics, you'll get monetary policy and fiscal policy both. So basic understanding of economy comes in the macroeconomics. And the next, another crucial sector again in the economy, you'll get a question like external sector. Right now we are staying in the India, like India is moving to the neighbor countries of the global world. In terms of what? In terms of trade. What is this trade? External trade. How can you reach to the external trade? You will import, you will export. If you get the difference, what happens? Balance of payment crisis gets increased. Again, if you get the balance of payment crisis, as I mentioned here, rapid credit facility, right? It is if a balance of payment crisis has occurred, to overcome that situation in the present context, this facility will be getting implemented. Providing a short-term policy like short-term facility, loan facility to a country to come out of that balance of payment crisis. This is a previous year question again. It is linked. How can you tell like what this question links to? So you can link that question to that external sector. This is the way how UPSC approaches the question paper. So again, you get balance of payments here. Balance of payments, you have exim policy in that external and external trade. You have differences in the goods, differences in the trade with other countries. You might get a question like India is a trade deficit country with China, or else from Philippines or Malaysia, some etc. etc. You get any statement in terms of trade, what India is exporting, what India is importing from other countries. Russia is the largest oil exporter. Like India imports highest reserves of its oil from the Russia. It's a statement. That's a question from economy only, absolutely. And next comes investments. What is this investments? Portfolio investments you have, direct investments you have. Many questions are coming from the FDI policy. What is the range FDI? Like what are excluded in the FDI? What are included in the FDI? What is this automatic route? These type of questions UPSC stresses much, which are in the current affairs. And the remaining topics, you can like 1 or 2 questions you might be getting from the miscellaneous sector. As expected, every year it is. Even many people can't able to attempt that. If you have any luck, you can attempt that, but I'm not sure about that. It depends on the luck. But if you follow the concept also, sometimes it depends on the luck. If you read only one concept, if you get that, you are lucky. Otherwise, you are unlucky for that. Next, let's go to like how to prepare. You have to stress much here. Till now, there is one extent for the UPSC prelims. Now the approach is more important. So you have to what you have to follow, what the sources you have to follow, and what currently our academy like VISHNU IAS Academy is trying to provide you. This is all you will get here, like the books to be followed, or the newspapers, like the test series you have to follow, approach how to follow. Like I'll tell you in detail. So first you have to start with standard books. What are the standard books available in the market currently? It's not amazing. NCERTs. So many people will ask, sir, whether to follow for NCERTs for economy. I think many people won't tell that, but you can go for a selective reading for NCERTs. For that, here we are providing a summary of NCERTs for economy from our VISHNU IAS Academy. You can take that handouts and you can go through that handouts. It will provide you in detail about the concept, each and every concept, because you can't go through that NCERT, the whole NCERT for economy. For example, if you take microeconomics, introductory to microeconomics, you no need to go for the whole book. There is only one chapter, demand and supply. If you get to know that chapter, then you can understand what is the demand factors and what are the supply side factors. Then you can understand the economy. Economy completely runs on demand and supply factors only. Each and every concept, everything runs from the demand and supply side. Basic understanding that. Then you have to come for the macroeconomics. Macroeconomics deals with GDP, national income, poverty, unemployment. You have external, globalization, trade. Every chapter is there in the NCERT. That we were providing summaries. You can follow that handout. It's more than enough. Or else, if you feel low in that content, we assure you that we'll provide you the 100% content, best effective content. Still, if you want to refer any NCERT, you can go for Tamil Nadu books. If you are well enough with the English, you can go for the Tamil Nadu book. That's the best source I can tell. If you ask me personally, I can tell this is the best source available for economy, basic understanding of economy in detail. That book is an excellent book for economy basics. Then you have to come from the basics. From the basics, you have to come for reference book. Now you can, as you told, like Ramesh Singh is there as a reference book, or Sanjeev Verma is a wonderful book you have to follow. I personally recommend a Sanjeev Verma, because when you follow NCERT, you will get a basic understanding of economy. When you get the basic understanding of economy, if you go through this reference book, you will get a brief overview and a brief understanding of what economy is going through, what country is going through, what are the policies, what is the supply side, what is the demand side, what currently the situation of the economy is, how they handle, how the government handle, everything you will get in detail understanding if you go through this book. Then you can follow the newspapers for the current affairs. For the current affairs, newspapers are the sources plus monthly magazine. So which newspaper and which monthly magazine you have to follow? People will ask, many people will ask that. So I personally recommend you can go for a Hindu newspaper or basic Indian Express newspaper. Mostly Hindi newspaper is more than enough for prelims. And after that you follow any one of the monthly magazine. I think we were providing a better content with the monthly magazine here. From the Shiksha monthly magazine, VISHNU IAS is providing that. You can go through that monthly magazine. So the same current affairs with an value added content, we are providing you the material, right? So you can follow without any doubt here. Still, if you have any content left, from where you can cover in the sense, you can cover from the test series. This is the most important and the crucial part of your preparation. How can you analyze yourself, like till what extent your preparation has gone? It's not that much easy if you just studying blindly and going to attempt the paper. UPSC is not that much easy. UPSC tests each and everything, your hard work, your understanding of the concept, your stability in the preparation, your effectiveness and everything. So, like as you know, Vijay Bhava program has started from today itself. You might be knowing the details about that in detail. It's a 175 days program, exclusive program for prelims 2024. So we providing you here with the test series with the 3 types of structure, like daily test. Here you will get a grand test, I mean sectional, and the third you are getting full length test. So what is the approach we were following for the Vijay Bhava? I'll tell you in detail. So we were providing you the daily test. Daily test starts from NCERT standards. Let us take a class 9 NCERT. In the schedule, we have provided you class 9, class 10, class 11 and class 12. It's completely 1 week program. So in the 1 week, every day will give you 10 questions from that selective day. Let us take from class 9. What is class 9 NCERT for economy? Understanding economic development. So what is the first chapter? It starts with the story of a village of a Palampur. I mean, you might have heard about that in the NCERT. It's a hypothetical village. So they have started with that. Then you have to come for the second chapter, people as a resource. What is meant by people as a resource? The basic understanding of the economy starts with we, people. We were included in the economy. That is what it starts with the chapter, people as a resource. Third starts with the poverty. And fourth starts with the food security. So these are the chapters of class 9 NCERT. What we do in the Vijay Bhava program is, so we will provide you 10 questions from these chapters. So basic understanding of poverty, basic understanding of people as a resource, and basic understanding of food security. Poverty, as I said right now, what are the types of poverty, basic understanding of poverty on the basis of NCERT. Then coming to the food security. In the food security, I might be asking about buffer stocks or public distribution system. These are the most important components of food security in the country. What is there, like what is the needed in this? We will provide you 10 questions each and every day. On what basis we were asking the questions also, we will provide you that in detail. For example, if I prepare a question on poverty, In the discussion class, I will explain you why that question is there in the test series. What is the need of that question? So in that way, if you get poverty questions from poverty, if you get 2 to 3 questions from the poverty on each and every day, imagine that in the end of a week, you'll get a grand test, right?
Yes.
It's of 50 questions. You might be getting around 4 to 5 questions from the poverty itself. And later again, in the full length test also, you might be getting questions from the poverty again. So on poverty itself, we are going to cover more than 10 questions, 10 to 15, or you might be getting 10 to 20 questions. It means that we are covering the concept completely. There is no doubt that the question will be out of that concept, out of the given content from us. That content will be providing you in the Vijay Bhava, through the Vijay Bhava test series. Sir, like how it starts, like daily test, it starts with a basic level of understanding of the subject. So we'll prepare a question on a easy level. Then we'll increase the level with the grand test again, because your performance will get increased, right? You have to analyze in the discussion, like what kind of approach you are following, what kind of understanding you have that. So we'll increase the level of the question in the grand test. Again, after grand test, you will analyze yourself. How are you attempting? We'll provide the right guidance. We have under the Vishnu sir, we are providing you the guidance each and every day. Everybody is available here to provide you the guidance for each and every subject. For economy, myself, I am there. For other subjects, other faculties are there under the guidance of Vishnu sir. We'll provide you each and every doubt clearing sessions on that. If you have any doubt, you are free to ask that. And then coming to the full length test, we'll provide you the test on par with the UPSC paper, like exactly on the level of UPSC paper. And you can't like we don't follow UPSC level here. No, we will also follow that. But here each and every test will tell you why we are asking this question in the test series. You'll get to know what is the reason behind that. If there is a current affairs like debt traps, you go through NPAs. If NPA has question come out, then I'll ask about what the basic understanding of the NPA is. This I'll ask them. So this is a test we will follow through the Vijay Bhava program. As you might be knowing, I think you have gone through that Vishnu sir class. Like we were providing a non-star batch and the star batch, that 50 students from the star batch and the 50 students from the non-star batch. So you might be knowing the details about that. Star batch starts from December till May 23rd, right? So those who stay in the star batch continuously, consistently, I hope they can clear the prelims easily. I want all of you to be in that star batch, okay? Try to be in that and follow the test series, given test series. Like this is a test series we were providing like in detail, like what are the questions to be asked in detail, test series, what is the importance of test series, because you can analyze yourself from the test series only. That is the most important thing in the preparation. Without going for the test series, you can't go for the UPSC prelims that much easily. UPSC prelims is getting tougher every year.